Hey there, guys. We've got the Scorn of Erinyes trial on Global. This is one of those easier trials, kind of like the Sandworm. If you bring, a standard team, you can get it done pretty easily. And like the Sandworm, there's no turn limit either, so if you go slower or have worse DPS, it's not a problem. I'm going to be actually dropping a magical cover tank because I don't really need one for my clear. But if you're having problems with the fight, you can drop one of the DPS units and add a magical cover tank, and you'll make it even easier. But I'm not going to because I don't need to. Anyway, we're going straight to the hard mode with this team, and I'll probably do more teams later on. But for now, like usual, I'm going to go for my own personal fun team, and then I'll go for budget runs later. So we're going to use Save Your Lightning to provoke and do Spirit Break. We're going to use Selfie to entrust, buff mitigation, buff resistance, heal the party, and just overall support. Saul and Darkfina are going to be our Demon Killer buffer and a chainer. And then Shuyi will be our primary DPS chainer as well. The boss is only weak to water, wind, or dark damage, and is much weaker to magic damage over physical. You can only break defense and spirit. You cannot break attack or magic. Something else the boss does is the boss will ambush with stop. The boss also does single target stop, single target charm, and all 8 ailments for the entire party. So you want immunity to that. The last thing you got to deal with is the boss does magical water, light, and dark damage. Now you can cover the magical damage, but we're not going to. We're going to use resistance buffs instead. So here's the party we're going to use. Lightning is full passive provoke. She's naturally immune to charm and stop. The whole team has full status immunity full status immunity. We're going to use her for 75% general mitigation for herself, and she provokes. She's also going to be our breaker for spirit. And we're using some water, light, and dark resistance on the whole team. Selfie, it just has some spirit overall, some resistances, immunity to statuses. And like I said, she'll be entrusting and all that. And then Saul and Darkfina, the base form. We're going to start in the shift form, mostly to grab Auto Faith and Auto Shell, Auto Protect. And then we're going to go to the base form and stay there for the most of the fight. Where we're going to buff Demon Killer, use her LB sometimes as a tag chaining Dark LB, and otherwise just chain on the boss with Chaos Wave Awakened. We've got 300 Demon Killer and 175 LB damage. Shuyi is going to start in the shift form to grab all the auto buffs, and then we're going to go to the base form and stay there. She's got 300 magical Demon Killer, and we're only going to chain, not use the LB, so that doesn't really matter. And then full status immunity with some water, light, and dark resist. And then Mr. Snake has one built as well. We're going to start in the shift form and grab the buffs with him. Auto Faith, Auto Protect, Auto Shell. And then we're going to go to the base form. He has some light, dark, and water resist. And then some Demon Killer. Hopefully it's got 300%. It looks like he does. Only 250 Demon. That's okay. That's okay. We'll deal with it. But like I said, the trial's overall easy. There's no turn limit either, so going slower is not a problem at all. Alright, so here's the ambush. It's going to stop your provoker, but we are immune, so we don't care. Lightning will... Well, before we do that, let's have Selfie start off with triple cast. We're going to do Ready to Fill LB Gauge. We're going to do Aura, and we're going to Resistance Buff with Slot Wall. It's also going to give us a LB fill rate buff for the party. Now Lightning is going to do her general mitigation. We'll do her resistance buff, doesn't really matter. And then just, whatever. Alright, Saul and Darkfina, we're going to go back to the base form. And we're going to, let's see, we're going to True Sage Awaken. We're going to do a Demon Killer buff for everyone. And then we will Imperil Dark. Shuyi will go back to the base form. We got those auto buffs now, so we're going to go ahead and keep those. And we're going to do her setup, which is, I forget, Blooming, Lotus, and Merciless? I haven't used her in a while. Blooming, Lotus, and Merciless. I think this is right. Now, we didn't break the boss's spirit yet, so we'll do that in a second. And there's some attacks on the tank, but she's fine. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and shift lightning. Let's see here. We're going to try to get an LB here. We're going to, let's see here. We're going to, I'd like Dark Fina and Saul's LB as well. Okay, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to entrust Dark Fina and Saul. You know, we're not even going to entrust. We're not even going to entrust. We're just going to triple aura. That's all we need. And that should fill both. Yep, it did. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do the LB on her to go 90% Spirit Break. We're going to do the LB on these, and we're going to go ahead and just quad cast with our chainers. Now, the LB on Dark Fina and Saul is a tag LB, so even though it's not going to properly chain, it'll be a tag chain, so it's okay. And the boss is relatively bulky, as you can see. We're using, you know, some good mages, and we're actually not dealing a ton of damage. But again, there's no turn limit, no problem. We did push the threshold, though, so the boss is going to do a dark attack. It's not a problem. Oh, no, I'm sorry, no, the first threshold was at 70%. So we actually didn't push one. Alright, so in that case, we will just... Let's go ahead and entrust... Nope, that's not entrust. Let's entrust over to Dark Fina and Saul. Then let's go ahead and refresh the resist buffs, and let's do an aura to just keep filling LB gauge. I guess Savior Lightning can ATB charge here to fill LB gauge. And we'll just entrust everyone else and do it again. We'll go ahead and keep chaining. Alright, so we definitely pushed the threshold that time. We did. Alright, so the boss is going to do Song of the Dead, which is a break for the party. My unit is immune to breaks because of the Ace STMR. The rest of the team is not. Let's see here. Next turn, the boss is going to put up some buffs, I think. Let me look. We're going to push above the threshold, I believe. I'm pretty sure we are. We are. Alright, let's go ahead and LB with lightning again. Let's have selfie. Let's just keep doing damage. Let's entrust again to Dark Fina and Saul, and we'll just double aura again. Yeah, let's just keep doing damage. We're fine here. Oh, we gotta summon an Esper at some point too. For the mission. We'll do that in a second with lightning. Alright, so the boss is going to do more threshold stuff. I think this turn she buffs herself. She didn't buff herself. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with this. But if she's not going to buff herself, we're just going to keep going. Let me go ahead and summon an Esper before I forget. Because if I do forget, I'm going to feel real bad. I mean, I guess we'll just keep going. Okay. So let's go ahead and keep that wall buff up for the resistances. Let's entrust over to Dark Fina and Saul, and let's aura for some more fill rate. And yeah, I guess we'll just keep dealing damage. You know, whatever. If the boss isn't gonna do anything, we're not gonna stop. What's the point? Let's just keep going and keep pushing thresholds, keep dealing damage, doing whatever we want. So we pushed another threshold, I think, 30% threshold. We did. Another Song of the Dead. And the boss just ends turn. This fight is so dumb. So easy. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and buff Demon Killer and all that again. And I guess mitigate. Let's go ahead. Oh, we're a little short. Let's see. Maybe we'll get a drop on lightning. I think we just did. We did. We'll go ahead and LB again with lightning. So the boss still didn't buff herself. We keep pushing thresholds, which is amusing. We're gonna blooming, we're gonna lotus, and we're gonna So I guess, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do blooming, lotus, and we're gonna do the Magnus for a little bit of bonus damage. All right, so the friend is running a little bit lowish on mana. That's okay. We're fine. Alright, we pushed another threshold. Charm, which is fine. It's not going to do anything. Alright, let's go ahead and have Selfie and Trust to Dark Fina and Saul. Then we'll just ready and, I guess Aura for LB fill, because why not? Alright, so the boss at this point might finally be doing her buffs. Yeah, she finally did some buffs because we finally stopped threshold locking her. We had to do the rebuff turn that round. So the boss has some buffs. We're going to perfect dispel those with Shu Yi. It's not a problem. So Shu Yi is going to perfect dispel and then just go back to pure chaining. This might be the victory here. I don't know. And then we'll LB with Dark Fina and Saul. Spirit buff is still broken, right? Yep, Spirit's still broken. So we'll go ahead and do this, which removes the boss's buffs. And then we will send Saul with an LB, a tag chaining LB. Alright, little bit lowish, not a problem. So we will, we'll triple, I guess we will entrust, or I mean, the fight's over, so like whatever at this point, but sure. We'll boost, we'll aura. We'll go back to the base form with lightning and null guard, fatal sweep, null guard, whatever. For the provoke and the mitigation. Alright, so 8 turn clear, not bad. We basically took no damage. Oh, the boss buffed again, but who cares? We're using the resist buffs and all from Selfie, so it's like it's totally fine. So let's go ahead and just merciless waterfall 4 times. We will tag chain again with the LB of Dark Fina and Saul. And the boss has buffs up, but who cares? We're just gonna burn through it at this point because the boss is almost dead. Alright, so 8 turns, super easy, just really bulky, no problems whatsoever. Lightning provoked, lightning broke, Selfie just kept feeding with Entrust, doing resistance buffs, mitigation buffs. Not that we even needed mitigation because the boss just like sat there for a long time and did nothing. This is a goofy trial. I wish they would put some effort into making trials more challenging. Yeah, and if you're having problems, like if you can't gear your team for resistances, if your friends aren't gearing their units for resistances, and you're forced to bring a tank, just, you know, like drop Dark Fina and Saul, bring a tank, it'd be fine. Anyway, there's my clear. I'll be going in just doing easy mode for the easy sake. And that's kind of our content for the week. That's really all we have. So I guess I'll be doing re-clears later in the day. Later.